We all experience some form of trauma in life, and depending on what happened, painful memories of these events leave a lasting impact. And this can sometimes lead people to experience what experts describe as trauma anniversaries. Natasha Williams, who's a registered psychologist, is here today to explain what it is and how it affects our mental health. Good morning. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Can you describe a trauma anniversary?
So when we look at a trauma anniversary, we look at either a date or a time that connects with the traumatic experience that we had. And then we have a lot of different or various symptoms that we may experience as a result of recalling that traumatic experience.
I think what comes to mind, first of all, is loss of a loved one. But what other kinds of traumatic events can mark an anniversary?
We look at, an accident or death. We look at things such as abuse or trauma, miscarriage. So there's a lot of different types of events that can coincide with a trauma.
What are the signs and symptoms then that you are experiencing a trauma anniversary?
A lot of times you'll see things such as anxiety, depression, low mood, social isolation, not being able to engage in your daily activities, isolating self. So there's so many things where you'll notice that some people detach from everyday life.
And this can happen not just on the anniversary date itself, but I imagine in maybe days and weeks leading up to.
Absolutely, because it's not just the one-day event. You'll notice that, for weeks and sometimes months afterwards, you'll have people that will continue to experience these type of traumatic experiences and symptoms.
I'm going to pull on your experience as a psychologist for this one. What can someone do to cope when they start to relive those painful memories? What can you do to set up yourself for success ahead of time?
So the first thing you want to do is looking at your own self-care, because I think a lot of times people don't realize that being able to take care and nourish self is an ideal place to even start. So that's something like, exercise, eating right, journaling, meditation, those kinds of things that end up nourishing your own self as a starting point.
Let's say someone got into like a life-threatening accident. You described that as being one of those events.
Yes.
Is it possible to always have that trauma anniversary, or does it dissipate with time?
A lot of times it will dissipate with time, but I think a lot of times what you want to notice or want to ensure is that you don't feel that you're bound by time. So you may have moments of time, something may remind you of that trauma, where you may start to relive or have some of those symptoms, and it could be 10 years, 20 years down the road.
What is your best advice for people who are near to somebody who is about to come up to a trauma anniversary?
Seeking support, I think, is one of the best things that can happen. But I think what's also very important is providing that safe space where an individual can feel that they can share, not necessarily be judged, and just feel open to explore all of those feelings and not feel that they have to just get over it.
All right, Natasha, great advice to have. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.